What's up, guys? We are here for the Troubled Past podcast. Stop saying episode numbers, and now I don't know what to say to start it. But I want to talk about depression on this one. This one might end up getting cut short, so we're going to try to do as much as we can with the amount of time that we have, which is the same as life. Got to do as much as we can with the limited amount of time that we have. I know depression, I struggled with that probably more in my life than I've ever been happy. So this one really does actually hit home for me. It's something that I can discuss as someone that has lived through it, someone that lived with it. There were times where I almost didn't live through it, where I attempted to end it all because I just didn't want to keep living, but I'm so glad that I was never able to accomplish that feat. That's the one thing I am excited about that I failed at, because one thing people don't truly realize when they're going through that is it does get better. Time is such a crazy thing that when we're in that moment, we just feel like this is it. This is going to be my life forever. This is the lowest point of my life. And we don't realize within 6 months, a year, maybe a couple years, that point in your life is just a distant memory that's just gone. It's something that we think is just going to consume us and just be us forever. But the only way that truly happens is if we just don't fight through it. If we give up right then that moment is forever. And like I said, there were plenty of times where I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't want to make it. I was so ready for it to be over, and I'm just happy that it's not. I'm happy that I get to keep growing, get to keep learning, and if you've made it through times like that, I'm happy that you get to do the same. I know that it's hard. It's so hard to keep pushing when everything just seems dark and gray, when everything just seems like it's not worth it. And there's just times where we don't want to wake up in the mornings. There's times where we're dreading life. There's times where we're dreading the rest of the week. We just want to tuck away and hide in the dark, just stay in our bed forever, just give up. And I want you to know it's not worth it. If you need someone to talk to, you can reach out to me anytime. troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com. You can comment, you can message me. I will get back to everybody. Luckily, we're not big enough to where my inbox is flooded. And I'll also put a link to a hotline. I know that's so cliche and so stupid, but hopefully it's not stupid, and hopefully that hotline has saved lives. I've never fully looked into it, but I don't think it would still be there if it hasn't. So the hotline number is in the description. Call me. Well, not call me. Message me. Leave a comment. Email me. Reach out. Let me know what you're going through. Let me at least try to help, because I've been there. I've got the scars to prove it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I've got a giant scar that I live with. I've thought about covering it, but I use it as a reminder that there's been way darker situations. There's been way rougher times. If I would have done this right here when I did it, I never would have met my son's mom. I never would have had my son. I never would have gone through the crazy, rough relationship with her that caused me to make another attempt. And I never would have met my daughter's mom, never would have had my daughter. It's just everything kind of happens for a reason. I know that's another cliche thing to say during this, but It really does. We all have a purpose. We all have a reason for being here. It's just hard to understand that reason at times. It really is. And it's a rough road. I mean, there's been times where I'm just literally living my life, and I've got those thoughts like, if I didn't have my kids, I would be gone. If it wasn't for my son, I'd be gone. How many days that I went through that, and I just thought about that, or how many times I said the world would just be better without me, not realizing that I'm here to make the world a better place. You're here to make the world a better place, even if it's just your world or it's somebody else's world. You're here for a purpose. It's hard to see sometimes when it's so dark. It's hard to see that little pin light coming in, and it's hard once you do see it to keep walking forward, trying to find that light and trying to turn that pinhole into just the light flooding in instead of just a little dot. But luckily we were made strong. As humans, we were made so strong and resilient. There's been so many times where we should have been down and out, but we just keep fighting. And there's so many times that you probably thought you should have been down and out, but you just kept fighting. And now's not the time to stop fighting. Now's the time to put your head down and just keep swinging. You got this. I promise you it gets better. And whatever I can do to help figure that out, you just let me know. I'm more than happy to talk, to comment back and forth, to just hopefully give you some sort of glimmer of hope. And if I can, I will. I remember the first time that I really attempted it. Was it the first time? Yeah, it was the first time. I was drunk. I was up. I think I was up all night, maybe a couple nights, and I was partying. I was doing a bunch of Molly, a bunch of blow. I was drinking a ton. I bought 540s, and we went to a river, and I was the only one that drank them. I was so hammered that I was pulling out wads of cash, like, who can give me an ounce? Who can give me this? And I was just acting a fool. I had my friends with me. I was treating them so bad. I was treating them terribly. All they were trying to do was get me home. And they got out of the car for a second. I hopped in the driver's seat and I was gone. I don't remember the drive. I don't remember anything. I just remember getting home, crying my eyes out, telling my mom that I just don't want to do it anymore. And she was so confused. She was like, what is going on? And I'm just sobbing, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry. And I went downstairs. I loaded up my piece. And that was going to be it. If it wasn't for my mom being there and talking me out of it, I wouldn't be here right now. Unfortunately, the rest of that story doesn't go too well. I ended up in jail. I ended up destroying the house. I ended up just going crazy because I was over it. I was just useless. I felt I was just useless, and I felt like there was nothing I could give. That was, 20 years ago? No, probably 17 years ago. That was a long time ago. 17 or 16 years ago, and I thought it was over, and here I am. And I know that you might be going through a similar situation. You might not know what it is you're fighting for, but there's something. And once you figure it out, it's gonna change your life, and it's gonna make you so strong that you made it through this point. I know I had a friend that We were like maybe 15 or 16, and he ended up taking his own life. He was drinking. I really feel like drinking is one of the biggest influences in people doing something like that. But he was drinking. He was going through legal stuff. He was going through family stuff. He was in like this foster care type home, and he sent a text to the person that he was living with, and the next day she found him in his closet, and it was devastating for all of us. Him and I, we weren't on the best terms at that point, and it still just crushed me. Like, no matter what I'm going through with someone, that's not what I want. I don't want to hear about them passing away, especially in a way like that. Because at that age, he had so much life and so much time. Right now, at 35, he would probably be killing it. His grandparents would have forgave him for whatever it was that was going on. He would have been killing it. And it sucks that we don't know for sure just how well he would have done. But yeah, at the time, it seems like this is it. My life is over. What am I going to do? I'm going through all of this stuff, not realizing there's still another 40, 50, 60 years to turn it all around. Everything that happened that makes it seem like it's over happens in such a short amount of time. We just don't realize it because we're in that moment. And that moment feels so big and so huge, and it just feels like we are just locked in, and this is life. This is eternity. This is what we're gonna experience for the rest of it. Not understanding that it's only been a year, maybe a couple years. I don't know exactly what people are going through, but it could just be like a month or two of just bad. But that month or two, when you don't really have a good concept of time, which could be caused by multiple different things. I have a terrible concept of time because of my ADHD. So I feel like moments are forever. I feel like I'll make friends with people, and in my head, we've been friends forever, and it's been like a month. So if you've got that on top of going through something, it could feel like you're just locked into this eternal battle, when in all actuality, it's only been just a short amount of time. And you don't realize in that short amount of time, you could get out of it and be back on track and be living one of the best lives you ever thought. And we need to really take a second and look at all the stuff that's been going on. Think about ways, one of the best ways that we can get through it, that I've learned, is write down ways to stay in the life that you're living, and then do the opposite. So how do I want to stay broke? How can I stay sad? How can I stay depressed? How can I stay angry? And you'll have a list of all these things, and then you do the opposite of that, which makes it easier than being like, well, how do I make a ton of money? How do I do this? You just do the opposite of what's putting you in this position. And it can be life-changing. It can be a whole new way to open your eyes to the experience that you're going through, and to figure out a way to change it. And I know it sounds a lot easier said than done. Same as I've said in a lot of videos, it all starts with a step. It all starts with one step forward and creating that momentum. Because once you create that momentum, it's hard to break that momentum. So if you're going through it, reach out and let's figure out what that first step is. Let's figure out how to get a win, how to take that first step forward, and how to keep walking. Because I know from experience, it's hard to take that first step, especially if you're abusing any type of substance, if you're drinking too much. A lot of the things that we ingest and put into our bodies are depressants. So I mean, if we're already depressed and we're adding on more depressants, of course it's hard to get out of it. And it's even harder to quit some of the things because of just how addicting it is, because it makes us feel better than we feel when we're not high or not drunk. Not realizing it's just a cycle that just keeps us in the position that we're in. So reach out. Let's figure out how to take that first step. The second time, I believe, I'm trying to figure out exactly what order it was that I did take these attempts. The second time, I'm not sure if it was a true attempt. That's where I got the scar from. I believe this was the second time. Aside from like doing copious amounts of drugs and like not caring, because honestly that could have been considered an attempt, because I was doing amounts that would have put down a lot of people. I was doing insane amounts. At one point, we'll get to the scar, but at one point we were up doing a bunch of Molly. We had a notebook and we had like over a gram of blow, and then I think like a half gram to a gram of Molly, and I just mixed it. Like, so it was probably a half gram of Molly and probably about a little under a gram, and I mixed it together because I split it with somebody, and I just made a giant line all the way across the notebook, and then I just did it in one go. Boom. Everyone was like, "What the hell did you just do?" Like, they were like, "Oh my God, it was so cool," but on it, not realizing what I just did. Like, "Oh yeah, it looks cool," until I'm driving a little bit later, and in my mind I'm going, "I'm gonna die," and I'm not gonna tell anybody. I was driving with people in the car, and I was like, if I go, I go. We'll see what happens with them. It's not really my problem at that point, but if I go, I go. I made it to where we were going. I started throwing up like white foamy stuff. Luckily I made it through that, but honestly, stuff like that could be considered like a way to escape without fully committing to it, if that makes sense. It's not really an attempt, but it's also, I don't give a shit about my life. I don't care what happens. I used to take like 12 X pills a night, like insane amounts, and I just didn't care. I would just keep popping, keep eating, just doing stupid stuff. So honestly, the way I was living was basically an attempt. But this one, the scar, I don't know if you can see it. How do I even put it towards the camera? That's the question. Right there. So this, I was fighting with, actually my son's mom's cousin. I was dating her. She was, I'm trying to be nice about it, but she was a slut. Honestly, if she sees this, she knows what she was, and probably still is. Who knows? But she ended up cheating on me. She ended up doing all kinds of terrible things. And one night we got into this fight, and we used to always fight. It was bad. It was so bad. But one night we got into a fight, and I was like, she broke up with me, I think, or we split up, and I was like begging her to come home, to come back to me, and you could tell she was done. And I grabbed like a serrated knife, a steak knife, and I just went, fuck it. And I was standing there and I just, fuck it. And I looked down and it's just wide open. Like the whole of my arm is just split. This scar doesn't really give it justice with how you don't realize how tight your skin is until you split it open and you start seeing all the fat and everything in it. That point, that one I don't know if I really meant to, or if I was just trying to seek attention, because honestly I was hoping to get like little scratches or something, you know, just dumb attention seeking nonsense. And when it split, I was like, oh God. Again, drunk. I think every time I've ever attempted, I was drunk. That's that depressant that just like, you know what we should do? Something stupid. That's literally what it is. And when I saw it, it was just boom. I describe it like, have you ever seen white larva? That's what the fat looked like. It was just like this white, just, it was disgusting. And there's blood all over. Not as much as I would have guessed. I think I just got into the fat. Luckily I did it in the wrong spot because I was drunk. And I'm just bleeding, trying to hold my arm shut. And it's like 3 a.m. I call my mom. She lives about 20 minutes away. And I tell her what I did. And she goes, you dumbass, you need to call an ambulance. And I was like, I'm on probation. There is no way I'm calling an ambulance right now. I cannot go to the hospital. I cannot get in trouble for being drunk. I can't get in trouble for this. So she gets up out of bed, again, 3 a.m, and she drives all the way to my apartment. She fixes me up. I remember her pouring the stuff on it, and it hurt so bad. Or when she put it under the water, it was so crazy how painful it was. And then we just closed it up. I think she just used Band-Aids or something and just let it heal. Just put something around it and just let it heal. And I wear this scar to remind me just how stupid I was and how far I've come. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to cover it up, because this is, it's just a reminder of how easily we forget just how good we have it. And it's a reminder to be grateful. And that's one of the ways that I've gotten through a lot of shitty situations lately. If something goes wrong, I just say thank you. Thank you for giving me this test. Thank you for giving me the ability to work through this. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to grow from this. Everything that I look at as bad has always just been a lesson to make me the man I am. And it makes dealing with stuff a lot easier. That's for sure. It definitely makes dealing with stuff a lot easier. So I don't know if that will work for you, but it's worth a shot. Anytime something bad, just thank you. Thank you for giving me the strength to be able to go through this, because a lot of people couldn't. Some people wouldn't be able to handle this. Luckily, you made me strong enough to where this is nothing. And I will learn and I will grow from this. And it helps a lot. It really does. I think the third and last time, I believe that was the last time. Yeah. And then the last time that I attempted anything stupid, again, drunk again. My son's mom just left me because I was an alcoholic, abusive piece of shit. I was terrible. I was so bad. Like, I was such an abusive asshole, verbally, physically. I was a piece of shit. There's no way else to describe it. Her and I were not good together. I was a little boy who didn't know how to handle his emotions or control himself. I was just an awful person. I was the type of person that I despise now. But I thought I was just, it's not my fault. I'm perfect. It's everybody else's fault. The world is against me. That guy. holes in the walls, just terrible, terrible person. So of course, eventually she left, which she should have, 1,000%. We weren't made for each other. We weren't anything. I'm so happy for her now. She's got a new family. Just had a baby recently, and she's happily married. She deserves that over what I gave her, 100%. She deserves even more after what I gave her. So I go to work one night, and she has her sister staying over, and it just didn't set right. Like, I knew something was up. And I ended up leaving early because I just had this weird feeling. And when I got there, all of her stuff was gone. Her and her sister moved out, and she took my son. And I lost it. I drove over to where they were. I'm banging on the door. All I kept saying was, just give me my son. Give me my son. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you got to do. Just give me my boy. You're not taking my kid. That ended up blowing over. Eventually, we worked it all out. Not like back in a relationship or anything, but custody-wise. And I was just drinking so much. And we got off of work one night because I was working overnights. We used to go to this bar. It was they would open at 8 in the morning. So we went to this bar, and we're just drinking so much. And I remember the bartender tells me that I should probably go sit in my car. So I go to my car, I'm hammered, and I just say, fuck this. Take off. And this is what makes me think that this was an attempt, because I've driven hammered a lot. Unfortunately, when I was drinking a lot, I was terrible. I got a DUI. Like, I didn't care. So I was driving drunk, which is one of the worst things you can do. To anybody that's lost anyone from drunk driving or anything like that, I'm sorry. I truly am. I would, like I said a million times, I was a piece of shit, terrible person, and I'm sorry for it. I'm working my ass off to make up for all I've done. Luckily, I never hurt anybody. Thank God I never hurt anybody. So I jump in the car, and this is what makes me think that I was doing an attempt. I was driving on the opposite side of the highway, just flying. I ended up making the paper. Cops were just getting called. Tons of cops were getting called, and I'm just flying down. And there's an intersection, and the light was red. I'm on the opposite side, and I just slam into the back of a semi. And I'm in a Prius. I hit it so hard, like it was crossing this way, I'm coming this way, and I slammed into the back of it. I don't know exactly how I made it through. I don't know if it wasn't an attempt, I must have tried to turn out, but everything in my gut tells me that's what I was going for, was an attempt to end it, because I was just done. So I hit the semi. I don't really know exactly what happened after that. All I was told was that I was fighting nurses, and like the ambulance came, and I was just fighting everybody, throwing them off of me. When they took me to the hospital, I was just throwing nurses off of me, and they had to sedate me with a ton of stuff. I know this because when my mom came in, she told me that. She's like, they told us that you just kept fighting everybody. You were throwing people off of you. And she's all, they gave you enough to put down a horse. Because I kept waking up in and out of it, and I was like, I just need to call my mom. I was a grown man at this point. But that's all I could think of. I was somewhere I didn't know where I was. I had random people around me. The person I always go to, and the person that was always there for me, was my mom. So I call her, I'm in the hospital, and then I'm out. And I'm so glad that it didn't work. I am so glad that I wasn't done. I would have missed so many years with my son. I would have missed so much. I would have missed all the time that I've got to spend with my daughter. Even though it's not as much as I would like, it's still more than I would have got. Actually, she never would have even been born. I wouldn't have ever met her mother. We never would have had a kid. She wouldn't even be on this earth. And I'm so glad that none of the attempts that I went after worked. Because I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't be here talking to you, trying to make a difference, trying to help people going through similar situations. And I wouldn't have got to spend all the time I got to spend with my son. I wouldn't have got to build that bond with him. All he would have known was his dad was an abusive, alcoholic piece of shit who decided that it was better to take his own life than man up and make a change. And I wouldn't be able to just be here. And it's crazy to think about, because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about similar things, thinking that it's never going to be over, that it's not worth it. Maybe my story is different than yours, and my story 100% is different than yours. But I promise you the outcome of doing what you're thinking about doing, or going through with something that you shouldn't, is going to leave the same stain on this earth that it would have left for me. It's gonna create the same bitter taste in countless people's mouths that it would have done for me. I would have proved everybody right at that point. I was just a piece of shit. I couldn't change. I was a coward. I was a loser. I was just a terrible person. And now I get to show every single person that doubted me, that said those things, that I'm more than that. I was at that point 100%. 100% I was all of those things and more. But that didn't define me, and that wasn't me. That's not the legacy I'm going to live, or the legacy I'm going to leave. That was just a portion of my life where I had to write my story. And unfortunately, that story was me as the bad guy. And now it's time for the character arc. Time to go from what I was to what I am to what I'm going to be. And what I'm going to be is none of those things. It's the furthest from those things as you can get. And that can be you. That can be your story arc. Don't let the people that doubt you and say that you're terrible things, or say that you're a terrible person, or say that you're never going to amount to anything be right. Why would you want them to be right? Why would you want them to feel a satisfaction from your loss? Because just the fact that they'll feel a satisfaction from your loss means that they're not the best of people. So don't let them be right. Don't prove the haters right. Prove them wrong. Succeed. Climb out of that hole you're in. Open that door to that room. Step out of bed. Take a walk outside. Get some vitamin D. Let the sun hit you. And think, this is a new day. It's time to prove these motherfuckers wrong. Because they don't define me. Yes, I might have been all the things that they say I was. I might have been all the things that they're telling people that I am. But when I change and I prove that I'm not that person anymore, it's going to be them that look stupid. When I turn into the person I am meant to be, and the person they were talking to meets me and goes, I didn't think they were that bad. Actually, they're quite pleasant and nice, and they seem great. The hit to that person that's been hating on you and talking down on you is just going to be worth all of that strength that it takes to climb out of it. So if you need something to motivate you, there's that. Or if you've got someone in your life, think about all the times that you're going to be missing if you end up going through with something that you might have been thinking about. Because I've been there. I've lived depression. Not even the times on my life. Even after that, when something goes wrong and I'm just like, God, the world would just be a better place without me. My kids would be better off without me. Everybody would be better off without me because I'm just a piece of shit. I have anger issues. I lose my cool. And I still do these things. And there are moments where I'm like, damn, it probably would be better without me. But I can't let those thoughts take over the person that I am. And I can't let it stop me from being the person that I'm supposed to be. And you can't let those thoughts take over who you are or stop you from being who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be something great. You're not supposed to be someone that gives up. Because once you give up, that is it. You are the person they say you are. But you're not. So don't let them be right. You are not the person that people think you are. You are great. You are something special. And you will do amazing things for people that actually love you and actually see you for the great person that you are. You just can't give up. You just got to get up. Get out of that darkness. Just take one step forward. Reach out to me. Reach out to friends. Reach out to family. And I don't mean the family that just kicks you when you're down. Find somebody that actually cares about you, that wants to see you succeed, that's not negative, that's not going to add to the pain or the darkness or the anger. Find someone that actually genuinely cares about you and just talk to them. Let them know. Be like, it's hard. I've been going through a lot, and sometimes I think bad things. And don't let the person you vent to be someone that's going to be like, oh my God, I better turn you in. You need someone that's actually going to hear you, listen to you, but hear you. Listening and hearing someone are two totally different things. They need to be able to connect with you, to feel your pain, and offer genuine solutions. And that's something that I feel like I can do for people. Because I can definitely feel your pain. I've definitely experienced it. I've definitely been there. That's why I'm trying to do. I'm not even trying. That's a terrible word. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I'm not trying anything. I'm succeeding. Sometimes it just takes longer than expected. Sometimes you gotta live in the moment and let everything come to you and just be positive about it. So it's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. I can connect with the kids that are going through hell. I can connect with the kids that want to be bad. I can connect with people that have wanted to give up. And that's why I was put through the things I was. I can connect to people that might be abusive or have been in an abusive relationship. I can help be the change for someone that just can't control themselves. I can help be the change for someone that's going through that. And that is the reason that I've been put through so much hell. And maybe that's the reason you've been put through so much hell. Maybe you're supposed to be in this position, feeling these things that you're feeling, so that you can help the next generation or help the current generation or just help any generation not feel those things. Not feel them anymore. Get through what they're going through and actually have somebody like you that they can talk to that understands the pain, the anger, the sadness, just the hell that they're currently going through. And if you give up now, they don't have you. They don't have the person that they can reach out to. They don't have someone that understands them. So maybe that's why you're going through it. Maybe that's why it seems so tough. God gives his hardest challenges to his strongest soldiers. Maybe you're just a soldier, and right now you don't realize it. You're here to deal with it because you are strong. You're here to deal with it because you are able to get through it and then to reach your hand out and pull others up with you. Because sometimes that's all someone needs. When they're in that dark and it just seems like there's nothing there, all they need is a hand to come through and grab them and pull them out of that darkness. And maybe that's you. And if you decide to give up, you'll never know. And if you're in a situation that just seems unbearable, let's figure out how to get out of that situation. If you're with the wrong person, let's figure out how to get away from that person. If you're with someone that just makes you feel small and little and like you're nothing, let's figure out how to get away from them. Because a lot of times that causes us to want to just give up. Because it feels like we're never going to get away from them. Feels like we're never going to get away from this. So if you have a situation you're going through, reach out. troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com. Comment on any of the platforms that you see this on. Shoot me a message on any of the platforms that you see this on, and I will get back to you. We're not big enough to where my inbox is just flooded. I will see your message. I promise you that. So reach out, call the hotline that's in the description, find a friend, find someone that's been through it that understands you, and become the person that you're supposed to be. Be the hand in the darkness. The person that doesn't give up on others because you didn't give up on yourself. And it might sound really difficult right now, or it might be motivating. I'm hoping for the latter. I'm hoping that this is motivating some people to be like, you know what? I am strong. That is why I'm going through this. This is my story. This is my book. This is the chapter that I'm writing right now. This is going to be what I tell people to help them get through it. Because that's what I'm doing right now. And you can too. Everything that happened to me so that I could be right here trying to be that hand in the darkness. Trying to be just a little bit of light shining through. I went through it so that I can connect with people going through it. So that I can help people get out of it. Maybe that's why you are too. If you're listening to this, then you're strong. You haven't given up yet. You've got the will to live. Use that will to get out of your situation and to help others. You're in a shitty relationship. You're dealing with money issues. You're dealing with God knows what. Whatever it is you're going through, someone is going through the same. And no one's giving you a hand up. No one's been the hand in the darkness for you. But you can be the hand in the darkness for others. You can be that shining light when that doesn't seem like there's any light at all. You can be that beacon of hope that pulls someone out of such a shitty situation. So don't give up. That's the last thing you want to do. Use this as the chapter in your story. This is the part that people read and they go, oh my God, how are they ever going to get out of this? And then boom, story arc, character arc. Turn into the person there. Oh my God, you are the hero. Be the hero of your book. When we go and they hand us our book, do you want it to end? Like, what a terrible ending. You went through this, this, and this, and then you died. What a way to end. Nobody wants to read that book. You don't want to read that book when it gets handed to you. You want to read the book where, oh my God, it got so dark. How are they going to get through this? Oh, wow. And then montage, you know? This is your montage moment. Put in the work. And then be the person that you're supposed to be. It's time. It's time. It's dark. It's time for some light. It's time for some hope. It's time to tell depression. I don't know why I stumbled on that. It's time to tell depression that this is it. Yeah, this is it. Normally, I would take a moment and I would put it in my phone and be like, oh, you better pull that part out. But I'm just going to leave it. Hopefully it gives someone a little giggle. Like, oh, this dummy can't even talk. You know, like, hopefully someone's like, all right, we're feeling, okay, I tripped over that word, didn't you? But it's time. It's time to be the person you're supposed to be. It's time to be that glimmer of hope for somebody else. You're strong. You made it through an hour podcast. You're strong as hell. An hour of me talking? That's rough. When you made it this far, you can survive anything at that point. I mean, you just listen to me talk for an hour. And I know you're like, it's not a full hour yet, Jarod, but you know what I mean. So take this as your sign. This is God telling you, look, I didn't put you here to go through all this for no reason. I didn't put you here to go through this so you can just give up. I put you here because you're one of my strongest soldiers, and I need backup. I need someone to help me down there on the front lines. I need someone that's going to wade through this darkness and pull soldiers out with them. We got women and children that are struggling and fighting for their life. It's time for someone to go help, because I can't be everywhere at once. I know everybody says I can, but I do that through my soldiers. Now, I don't know if that's what really, I'm not trying to speak for God, that's my bad. But you know what I'm saying. It's time to put the boots on, time to grab the flashlight, and time to start wading through that darkness. Might be cold, it might be scary, but luckily you were made strong. Luckily we're still here. We're still here for a reason. I genuinely believe that, because the amount of times that I shouldn't be here, the amount of times that could have taken me, and I'm still sitting here talking to you, there's got to be a purpose. No matter how hard times get, no matter how many days that we struggle and we're like, dude, we need to make more money, stuff just isn't going right. No matter how much we go through, we just keep fighting. We don't give up. There's no quit in us. So it's time. It's time to be the soldiers we were put here to be. It's time to say thank you for all the tests that I've gone through. All those moments that I thought were just terrible. All the times where I was like, why me? Because nobody else can handle it. Nobody else is as strong as you. Nobody else can keep going the way you do. Not too many people can handle this life. Not too many people can handle the life we've been given, the hell we've been through, and keep pushing forward. The ones that can are here for a reason. You're here for a reason. It's time to help people that can't keep pushing. Time to help families going through it. Time to help people struggling. Time to help someone that just doesn't see the light. Time to start shining through the cracks and break the wall down and let that light flood in. And just see the look on their face when they realize someone is here to help. You're here to help them. Someone understands their story because they've been through the same. Someone gets just how difficult it has been and can actually relate to them. Maybe I can keep pushing. Maybe I don't give up. Finally, I have a friend in the darkness that's going to help me get to the light. Hopefully, I'm that friend for you. And then together, we pull out more people. And if you need to talk, if you need any type of motivation, you need anything really, troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com. Comment on any of the platforms. Shoot me a message on any of the platforms. And let's get to work. I'm here for you. I'm here to do my part. I've been dragged through it. Been dragged through the mud. I look at it as tests now. Anytime something goes wrong, I go, something good's coming. Because we always get those I quit moments. Or it's a moment where it seems like everything's going bad. And you have the opportunity to stay comfortable and keep living the life you're living, or power through it and go to the next level. Because if you can't handle this, you damn sure can't handle what's to come. And I always look at it like even my darkest moments are always better than my previous darkest moments. The stuff I get dragged through now is nothing compared to what I've been dragged through. Not at all. It seems like it's the end of the world. But compared to the last end of the world moment, it's nothing. And the end of the world moment before then, oh, this is easy. But when you're in that moment, you're like, this is it. This is what am I going to do? How am I going to get through this? You've gotten through so much worse, you just don't realize it. You've gotten through way worse situations, but in that moment, you don't get it. It just doesn't seem like it because you're in that moment. But your darkest hour now isn't as bad as your darkest hour then. And the more you keep fighting, the easier it gets. You'll still have those moments because it's the you can give up moment. This is your test. Do you want to fight through it, or are you going to crumble and fall apart? Because if I put you on this next level, the next level's harder. If you can't handle this, how can I expect you to handle what's to come? Because there's going to be moments where you're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. This is it. If you can't handle this, you damn sure can't handle that moment. So, do you want to stay comfortable? Do you want to do the easy route? The easy thing? Or do you want to do the hard route? The hard thing? It's up to you. Stay comfortable, stay in the life you're living, or take a step forward. Take a step up. It's time for the next level. So you'll always get those end of the world moments. But just understand that this end of the world moment is going to put me on a new level, and that new level is better than the last. It's different. It might seem more challenging, but the rewards you get from this level are going to be better than the last. I always say, something good must be coming because everything's going to shit. Something good has to be on the way because right now I'm getting dragged through the darkness, which means it's going to be so beautiful when that light hits. I don't know what it is, but I know I wouldn't be getting dragged through more darkness if something better wasn't coming. I know I wouldn't be getting dragged through the mud if there wasn't a beautiful waterfall to jump in coming up. So I look at all the moments that seems like everything's going to shit. Your tires blow out, your car breaks down, you don't know what to do. Something happens that drains your bank account, and now you've got all these bills to pay, and it all just seems like it's just coming all at once. When those moments hit, I go, all right, let's see what good's coming, because this is a test for sure. I can crumble, I can break, or I can figure it out, and I can keep pushing. And every time, something better comes. And that moment, that, oh shit moment, this, why everything is going to shit, this is it. This is just, why me moment. is always easier than the last why me moment, the last end of the world moment. Seems like it's not. It seems like this is it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose everything. And then you keep pushing. You figure it out, and you go, oh, nice, awesome, yeah, I can figure this out. I can do this. And then you get to step through the door to the next level. So, if you're going through it, if you're in the darkness right now, my hand's out there, just grab it. Let's get out of it. You're a soldier. You're here to pull other people out with me. You're here to make this world a better place. You're here to relate to people going through similar situations, and you're here to help them get out of the darkness too. So I'm going to say it one more time, troubledpastpodcast@gmail.com. Leave a comment on any of the platforms. Shoot me a message on any of the platforms, and I'll do what I can to pull you out of it. My hand's out there. Thank you for watching. You spent close to an hour listening to me talk. You can survive anything at this point. I mean, you just got dragged through hell for an hour. You got this. I appreciate you all. Like, subscribe, comment, share the content, please. All those good things to help us grow so that we can help pull more people out of the darkness. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.